Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Well, today we are going to be working on the end of the Omega Men. And originally I had planned this project to be about several episodes, but it just didn't do that. It just didn't really have that need to be that extensive. So what did I do since the last time? Well, the big thing I did was get the weapons and, well, combat stuff in general done. Most things are in to a certain degree. You have things like multiple targets in you, kicking in the door. This is my example. Things like the execution strike, fixing up all the tags, as well as fixing up armor. Armor was a pain in the ass, and I am going to need one day to sit down and just do armor and weapons and things. It's not going to be fun, it's just going to be me doing that just to get... Yes, phone? Is there something you'd like to tell me, phone? No, you just felt like ringing. I get... Okay, whatever. But most things are in one way or another. I would say the armor rating system is not flawless. I am not 100% on it. I don't think I'll ever be quite 100% on it, just because I'm taking it from Palladium, which Palladium is insanity. So outside of that, we've got a lot of... all of this works as intended. Like, overall, firearms work. Weaponry works. The only other thing that I did, again, I did the gun violence in you, adding in a bunch of options in case you want to do that. We also have things like cover, which, yeah, you don't think about cover until you need it. And then it's like, oh no, I don't have cover. The only other major change I did was how parry and dodging works. Effectively, the issue I was having was that they were incongruous with the main mechanics, so I changed them a little bit. So effectively, if you want to dodge, you have to roll your feral... you roll a feral check. You have to roll under your feral attribute. However, you have a penalty of the attacker's bonus to strike. If they get a +6 to hit you, and you have a 5, you have a 12 feral, you're gonna have to roll under a 6. That's it. Same thing with parry, except with using power. They both kind of have their own things, like, hey, you can't really dodge gunfire, and you need a tool of equal strength to block an incoming attack. I can't parry a knife with my fist. I'm going to cut myself. It's not going to work. I can't, parry a bullet. I can't parry, I can't dodge, I can't dodge gunfire naturally. You have to be behind cover, which is another reason that guns are really scary. And I want them to be scary. I want guns to feel terrifying, because that's what they are. They're scary. Because people die when they get shot. And other exciting news. So our main goal today, go away equipment, is we're going to get advancements done. That is the main goal today. Pretty much what that means is the leveling system. I have a few ideas. This is probably going to be the fairly unique, quote-unquote, version of this game, is the advancement, how that works. However, we also have to do the thing called cryptid integration, which is exactly as it sounds. Because, yeah, you eat cryptids. Remember, kids, you are what you eat. So, we'll call this... not advancement. Sorry if I'm a little bit quiet, or I pause for a moment every now and again. I had a big dinner. It was very good, but it is also sitting in my gut. Advancement and Omega development. Character is rarely a static creature. Often they are wild, unpredictable in their methods of learning and advancing. With the Omega, this is no different. in Omega Man advances in levels depending on their experience in the field, as well as what they're eating. So let's see. So we can go the full Palladium method. And let's see, we want to do, let's open up Dead Rain again. Because again, Dead Rain, I use Dead Rain a lot because Dead Rain's really human, Palladium book. It's not like Rifts where, you know, everyone's flying around in power armor. It's not, you know, Kiddo's Unlimited where everyone's a superhero. Hello, Bavakis, how are you? Let's see, not Ops and Tactics, because I was reviewing that the other day. Palladium, Dead Rain. I need to look at the spirit game. Oh gosh. And let's pretend we know where it is. Experience. Ah, of course, it's 157. But of course. So yeah, we have a lot of these. Oh, that's good. That's good news. Usually for simple like scenarios and starting scenarios, usually the best thing to have is there's a problem, we need to fix it. How do we fix it? And make it a very simplistic, you know, way of doing things. You know, it's someone is missing. How do we find the person? Can we use our magic? And you want to hit as many things as possible, or kind of force the players to use those systems as much as possible to see if they work. But it's also valid if they find a way to negate those systems. Always look for that when it comes to playtesting. Lights. Yeah, welcome to Kevin's way of thinking of things. You know, I get that. Again, that's arguably that's a good idea. Again, let's make sure the core system works before the magic works. Why, Kevin? Why are you this way? Damn it, Kevin. Okay, so we are not going to play by this system. So if I want to do a system to encourage people to roleplay in very certain ways, as is appropriate. People are pinging me. Why are people pinging me? Hello, GameFat. Yes, Game Finder chat. Is there something you need? See. Okay, so experience on the field as well as what they're eating. A character advances levels based on... Normally I would go with a milestone system when it comes to leveling like this. Or, again, I don't really even like levels all that much, truth be told. Because I like saying, like, okay, you have 15 EXP, you know, spend it as you will. That's what I enjoy. I find that interesting. Let's see. So let's think something. We want. Uh, people are wanting to write porn games again. Why is it always porn games? Why do Coomers always do these things and want games made with their weird Coomer tendencies? Like, stop, please, in the name of God. Let's see. Mega Man advances in each level required is based off of 1,000 times levels. Okay, each level requires 1,000 times level experience to reach. These values do not roll over. So to reach level 2, you need 2,000 EXP. To reach level 3, 3,000 EXP. So let's do most mortal humans can reach around level 5 to 7 in their lifetime. While supernaturals can reach at high end level 20. Yeah, supernaturals don't give a fuck about your rules. Oh, John Q Anime. Yeah, you're not running cartoons. You're not running cartoons. I'm gonna make my own porny cartoons. Oh, my name isn't John Q Anime. Worst part when you think that's effectively how it happened. God bless the Japanese. Let's see. While 7 nationals can reach as high as level 20. Mega Man cap their levels at 15. Kept their level at 15. So what we're gonna do is 100 EXP. Being a part of the session. 50 EXP. Undergoing a simple mission. 100 EXP. Undergoing a complex mission. $25 to 500 EXP. Getting into combat and a dangerous situation. Getting into combat with others who are able to retaliate and defend themselves. We'll do 25 to 500 EXP. Coming up with plans that are successful, and coming up with plans that are competent, require foresight and planning, even if they don't succeed. And our final one is we're going to do supernatural creature level times 250, consuming a supernatural creature. Actually, what we should technically, it would be 250. We'll call it by 100. of equal or higher level. Supernatural creature times 25, consuming a supernatural creature of lower level. All right, so we want to do mega development. We want to do heading 1, experience unpredictable. Need to do the, actually what we could do, we'll call it the numerical system. Some people really like this part. I am not a huge fan of numerical systems when it comes to experience gains, mostly because you get moments where it's like, oh, I don't really feel like, let's see, actually we'll keep it like this. It gives people a little bit different concepts when it comes to like, oh, well, we're doing this to maximize our EXP. What we'll call this next one is the milestone system. Player strife. Game master sets. Sets for them. Here, as the characters progress through their story, they will grow and change with distinct moments of high stress or significant significant story advancements, counting as milestones. Counting when a character, hello helicopter, when a characters can hit independent milestones that pertain to the character to increase their power individually, but as a note to the GM, note to the game master, always attempt to keep players even in levels. Can I fit the milestone system here? Yes, I can. There we go. So what we need to do now is we're going to call this Omega Mutations. Actually, no. What we're going to do is we're going to call Cryptid Library. And where you need to Google what the definition of a cryptid is. Merriam-Webster. Yes, I am using a ad blocker. Cease. Cryptid. An animal that has been claimed to exist, but has never been proven to exist. To the Omega Men, cryptid is a fact of life. A paranatural creature that needs to be hunted, tamed. Meant to independent omegas. The hunt and keeping them properly alive, and not to actually the hunt is the only thing keeping them properly alive. To not hunt is to be driven mad by their own unsatiated hunger. Let's see. Only thing keeping them properly alive is to not hunt and be driven by their own unsatiated hunger. Cryptids come in all shapes and forms. Some far more dangerous than others. However, all cryptids are drawn to the Omega as much as they are drawn. I should say, however, all cryptids have natural part of the have a natural part of the ecosystem they have fostered. Some are hunted, some are prey. Actually, some are prey, some are predators, and others subsist off of the world given to them. Unlike actual animals, unlike, quote, real animals, their unique physiologies and requirements force them into a unique situation. Actually, into a unique niche inside that ecosystem. Below is a small sampling of cryptids that may or may not exist. The Omega Men, they are food, delicious and succulent. The mouth-watering intoxication of feasting on their flesh. Flesh drives even the most seasoned Omega rash acts violence. So, let's go to the Cryptid Wiki. Hello, Cryptid Wiki. Okay, so we're going to break this down. Okay, so reptilian humanoids. Oh, yeah. Hairy humanoids. Oh, no. Devil monkeys. Okay, yeah, not okay. Okay, time to go to the masses and see what they want. We'll put this in question time here. Writing up the list of edible cryptids and other such monsters. What new people want? What do people want in? There we go. Edible cryptids. Alright, our first one we're gonna have to really work with. We're gonna break it down into some broad categories. Not heading one, heading unique niche. So we're gonna call this the humanoids. I'm gonna bump the font up a little bit. I'm gonna bump it up to 28. So humanoids. Okay. Is he unique? On Earth. Developmental site saw the deaths of many of our cousins in the great game of evolution. Some of our more distant ancestors were wiped out. Not because adaptation, but because of the Omega's earliest adaptations. To hunt, to eat, to survive is the Omega way of thinking. Pair that with a caveman understanding of others, you have a recipe for destruction. Modern humanoid paranaturals either are heavily reclusive, living in the world, hidden away in certain areas by government assets, or adapting to society as simply anomalies. All right. So, Sasquatch. So yeah, let's do humanoids. So we want merfolk. Looks like we got reptile people. The reptilians. What other ones what people are? We got merfolk. Mothman. Cockroach people. Actually, what we can do is bestial cryptid. Bestial. Mashi. Let's see. Bestial. These cryptids are the most common entries into the lexicons of humanity. Being ancient beasts or terrifying animals that early humans simply did not understand. They still stalk the world around us in relative of hiding or finding themselves exposed on social media only to maul the trespasser. They are dangerous and tasty. So, some popular hair. So, we got our basic hair humanoids. What we need is. Alright. What's the Blue Mountain Panther? Everyone's like, we need merfolk. Devil monkeys, of course. You know, devil monkeys. Let's see. Bunny yips. What am I looking for? I need... Oh, it's not liking this. It's not like the wiki. Let's see. We need supernatural animals. Not the TV show. Legendary creatures by type. Let's get some magic bears. Oh, bugbears, obviously. Let's see. Let's some evil birds. Let's see. Nope. Cactus. Okay, cactus cats. Oh, drop bear. There we go. The most terrifying cryptids. The drop bear. Why are you now... Riddle me this. Why are you suddenly... Why is the bitrate fucking up? Nothing should be unstable. Unless my internet's dying again. Because it did that last night for some reason. That was fun. I had no idea why. I decided to just like, nope, we're dying now. The music should be down. No? Huh. Weird. Well, I'm probably going to watch the video later and amaze myself at how shitty it sounds, but... let's see, we got humanoids, Mothman, merfolk, reptilians. Alright, so we've got ghosts. Ghosts are paranatural creatures. Creatures that do not possess a properly corporeal form. Often they are regarded as the spirits of the dead come back to haunt. But recent examinations show that most ghosts can be attributed to more of a psychic echo of the person of an entity of an entity. While difficult to kill if angered, ghosts can still be harmed and killed. With ectoplasm acting as a wonderful garnish. Let's see what other supernatural creatures there are in this beautiful, terrible world of ours. Let's think. We've got a lot of mermen. We could probably do beast folk in general. Demons and devils. Demons are foul-thinking and terribly unpleasant entities that care little for humanity, and even less so for our creation. A parasitic organism. Demons and devils both infect a host and attempt to cause as much chaos as possible before the host expires. Demons augment the singular host to a degree is easier to see. Enhanced strength, terrible powers, and other paranatural phenomenon. Devils tend to be more subtle. Infiltrators and spreaders of both demonic and devilish spawn into new hosts. While the human flesh is repulsive, the parasite itself, once devoured, is a nutrient rich snack. Let's see, we've got automatons. Actually, no, not automatons. Deities. Common issue at the dawn of Christianity was the deaths, the old gods. While many of them simply ceased to exist, others defaulted dawn of Christianity and dawn of Judeo-Christian religion. Common issue at the dawn was the deaths of many Many old gods, while many of them simply ceased to exist, others defaulted into a primal state of thinking, siring offspring as they did back in the crazed back times. These paraнаturals are dangerous, deadly, but and clever. But some manage to retain a small parts of their own thinking processes. Normally, they cannot be. Deities proper cannot be killed. If they were to succumb to wounds, their bodies would simply regenerate over time. Most deity class paranaturals are housed in special facilities or kept complacent in government facility in unique places in their own place of residence. Their spawn can be killed and should, with judicious intent. So what we need to do is we'll do the Fenrir. Oh wait, Nephilim. Zotzi. Or some other good monsters we want to eat. Anubis. Let's see. Okay. Let's get all of these in here. You're going to be 3. Humanoid paranaturals, cryptid library. I don't know why the paranaturals. Yeah, paranatural. That's a word. I think. We're gonna call it a word anyway. Alright, so we've got our Diva, Nephilim, Kamazatsi. Paranatural creatures, ghosts, bunny hips, devil monkeys, cactus cats, drop bears, Sasquatch, merfolk, reptilians, Mothman. Mothman. Let's see. Yeah, we've got the artificial ones. Those aren't really too bad. Let's think. What other ones are we thinking of? Can I think of at the top of my head? Oh, the undead. How can I forget? Undead. Are as the things brought back to life. Often through foul magic, or ritualistic artifacts. Undead deserve their final death with fire and brimstone. Undead creatures cannot be eaten. Though that hasn't stopped a few Omega operatives from attempting to eat one and failing miserably. We'll call this aberrant paranaturals are something else beyond our conventional way of thinking. These entities, are rarely natural, and if they are only natural because of their length of time they've stayed. They have stayed on Earth to devour. Actually, what we should put is we'll put zombies, vampires, Doolahans. Let's see. Well, it's a Satan. Yes. How could we forget such a classic, such a classic monster. Literally Satan. Baba Yaga. Let's see. Grim Reapers. Yeah, I'm alright. While most barons are relatively docile, still not fighting back when they are subjected to cleaning. Some are far more hostile and will fight back, using their own crazed techniques. Kill them, but do not eat them. Let's see, what are some final ones that we can add on top of everything? actually. Elementals. Earth's atmosphere. Earth's unique way of looking. Actually, Earth's unique biomes. Biomes have produced dozens, if not hundreds, of unique entities, places, unique biomes. Unique biomes have produced dozens, if not hundreds, of unique creatures to inhabit them. Elementals are a reflection of those biomes. Traditionally speaking, most are harmless, seeking only to continue the existence of their home and keeping the natural order in check. However, through rapid industrialization and the creation of humanity's artificial elementals, a small war between the various entities are always going strong. Then most field rations for Omega operatives in the field are made from artificial elementals or grown ones. Or naturally harvested ones. Fairies. Gnomes. You're going to get gnomed. God, Sylph. What are some other... Salamet. Am I saying that if you are playing a game of Omega Man, you open up your little ration kit and there's like a thing of fairy meat in there, and then you're like just just munch on that to get your power back? Yeah, no, I'm totally saying that. Go for it. That's pretty metal, not gonna lie. Alright, so let's put these all in here. Actually put here is Innsmouth aberrants. The Innsmouth incident. What are some classic mythos monsters? Some good mythos monsters. Yeah, let's go to Den of Geeks, I guess. Ugh. No. Technically, the Yithians. Yeah, lesser monsters and cultists, deep ones. Don't care. Gugs. Ghouls. Alright, so we've got all of these. So what we get to do now is, well, all we get to do now. Okay, I'm like, wait a second. Music, please. It's not been that long. Alright, so we got our basic things here. What I'm going to put here, actually, I'm going to make a side note. What I'm going to call is the side note Omega Mutation. You are what you eat. Character who devours monsters for too long will end up reflecting some of the characteristics of them, for better or for worse. When managed, an optional rule to reflect this is the mutation strains. Character who eats a creature will gain a tick of that creature until a full week has gone by and the body has processed it. The tick remains. Should the character amass 3 of these ticks, the ticks eating 3 of the same monster, they will develop a mutation related to it. Consult the following chart to determine what occurs. Actually, what we can do is let's just post it here. We'll need to make this 2 mega mutations. And then we're going to have our humanoids. Actually, I'm not going to put it in the following chart. What I'm going, actually, yeah. Attribute increases. Attribute decreases. Durability increases. Actually, endurance increases. Minor, we'll call it the minor mutation. Major mutation. Let's see. We've got 3. What would be another bad one that could occur? So we've got oh, actually, what we can do is health increases, endurance decreases, health decreases, skill X gain, skill X loss, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Attribute increases. Add a plus 1d4 to a random add a plus 1d4 to an attribute the cryptid is known for. Add a negative 1d4 to an attribute cryptid is deficient in. Add plus 1d6 to endurance. Add a minor mutation to the character, reflecting the creature, the paranatural they've devoured. And what we'll do is we want to do insert. We only have 4 footnotes this entire project. That's actually surprising me. Let's say we want to do, what's a minor mutation? Let's say I eat a... Let's say I eat a few fairies. Actually, heterochromia from overeating of fairy meat. Heterochromia from overeating of fairy meat. Major mutation. Add a major mutation to the character, reflecting the paranatural they have devoured. Insert footnote. Would be another good one. Okay, let's... I'm eating the Fenrir pups. Don't worry, I'm just going to eat Fenrir's puppies because... add plus 1d4 health to health. Lose negative 1d6 to endurance. Health decreases, lose negative 1d4 health. Gain plus 10% base in a skill the cryptid is known for. Gain a negative 10% base in a skill the cryptid is deficient in. Which actually is, we can actually do gain skill X, and then we can do loot. Then we can do a gain skill X and 12 roll twice. Gain a new skill. Gain a skill at 10%. At 10 plus 3%. That the cryptid is known for. Roll twice. If rolled 2 times in a row. Roll 3 times, etc., etc. Add-on, sort of paragraph, A to Z. Yeah, there we go. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, pretty much what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do little write-ups on these. They're not going to take me too long. But with that, I believe we are done with the Omega Men. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. So, Omega Men. What was this? What was this in actuality? What was this project, this thing that I decided to do? So let's do tools, word count, 9,350 words. So the Omega Men, and in turn the D2000 system, was an exploration in can I do it more than anything. With the Omega Men being used as more of a test bed, an example place, a thing that I can use to, well, have more than anything. Not really anything of a substance. However, do I like the D2000 system? Do I like what I did? Do I like the ideas behind it? Do I like the concepts, the feel of it? I don't know. And that's a weird thing to say because you would naturally assume, hey, it's something that you made, you'd be proud of it. And I am. I really like the D2000 system. I think I worked worked pretty hard on it. But I can't get the niggling feeling in the back of my head about it. And I've talked about generic systems before a bit. But one of the key things with the generic systems in general is that regardless of what you do with it, it's going to be that flavored. It's going to be GURPS flavored. It's going to be Genesis flavored. It's going to have that distinct thing on it. It can do anything. Rest assured, you can run anything in GURPS. Rest assured, you can run anything in Genesis. The problem being that it's going to have that feeling to it. You're not going to be playing you're not going to be playing Star Wars. You're going to be playing Genesis Star Wars, GURPS Star Wars. You're not going to be playing Dune. You're going to play GURPS Dune. You're not going to play a space adventure, deep space adventure game. You're playing the GURPS deep space adventure game. You're going to play the Genesis deep space adventure game. And I feel D2000 falls into that category. You aren't playing the Omega Men, you're playing D2000's Omega Men. You're not playing Dead Rain, you're playing Megaversal's Dead Rain. That's kind of the big thing with this. And it was my attempt at taking the Megaversal system and refining it down to a fine point. And I think it works. Like overall, I think the ideas and concepts and, dare I say, the unfun parts of system design works. All of that's fine. All of that's Gucci. I just think it has that distinct flavor to it, and you can't really escape it. You can add as many words, you can add as many parts of it as you want, but you'll never truly get rid of that. This is a generic system. This is a toolbox system that's a D2000. That's what it is. And is that okay? Yeah, I think so. I think that's okay. There's always going to be room for generic systems in any market, and I think will I use this for every game? No, I'm going to make a point to not use it for many games. The only time I'm really going to feel like jump into this and be like, all right, time for game time for this game in particular, time for D2000. I think it's really only going to be those situations where it's like, I have no other system. Nothing else works here. I can keep trying and beating my head up against a wall, but nothing's going to quite hit that point I need it to. So, so I think it being as a backup system, as my 3D6 system was for a while there, it acting as a backup system is good. Honestly, I think it's a good idea as a thing that's present. If I ever need to do something like the Omega Men, again, if I ever need to do a system or a concept that has no other games, I can use it. And honestly, if someone does approach me saying, hey, I want you to make me a very specific game, and they're like, but I don't want to pay the full amount, I'm going to be like, well, I can apply a generic system to it. I'm going to apply the, D2000 system to it, and we're going to make it work. And it'll work. That's the thing. It's going to work. It's going to be D2000, though. Again, and I think it has its benefits, it has its virtues, but it also has its problems. I'm not going to lie. I think combat's going to be swingy, but I think combat's going to be swingy because of the setting in particular, the way I did it. If I ever get around to making riffs too, Electric Boogaloo, the riftening, I'm going to be using D2000 definitely, but it's going to be not as deadly just because there's more things. There's deeper armor customization. There's more problems that you have to kind of deal with. You have psychic energy, magic, and stuff like that, which I feel D2000 is going to be a toolbox that I can constantly go back to and reference if I need it, but I don't want to use it because it's reliable. It does its job. And reliability kind of breeds that this is fine moment. It's the people who say, "Oh, let's just use D&D for everything." 1920s gangster game. Well, of course, I'm going to use D&D for it. Or I'm going to use, or someone asks you, like, "Oh, how do I run this specific kind of game?" And then someone just replies with GURPS. Be like, without any input, out anything. It's reliable. It's right. Yeah, you can run it in GURPS, but will you get the experience you want out of it? Probably not. Unless you want a GURPS experience, and sometimes that's fine. People love GURPS. People love Genesis. People love these games that allow you to do a million things. And hell, that was my first system I really made, was a generic system. Here's Valor and Mead. But one thing I noticed over time with HVM, the reason I switched so heavily to the SPRUG method, was that I wasn't making a new game. I was reflavoring an old one. And sometimes it didn't work. And I think that in this current situation with D2000, I think it works. There's no doubt about it. I think it's a perfectly functional system. But with it being a perfectly functional system, I don't want to use it because it's not testing anything, not trying to break boundaries. It's doing its thing and nothing else. But that's not bad. That's one of the key things. That's not bad. Because sometimes people want things that are different. Sometimes people want something that's reliable. But I think with the end of the Omega Men, we have to ask ourselves, where are we? Where do we stand? Ooh. When I think where we stand is relatively speaking, if we scroll down a little bit. Also, I added a few new things to my big think ideas. One of them being the Communist Party, the Communist Party of China, the CPC approved game. I wanted to see if I could do it more than anything. Can I get a game, get the okay in the Chinese sphere? Not for not for lack of trying, but I just want to see if I can. What other ones? Also, we have Striker Z. Do we have anything else that really need? Not really. But with the end of Omega Men, we're going to be moving on to, well, technically the name of the project is TITS. However, it's an acronym for totally it's not it totally isn't Tron, I swear. And it's going to be an action tactic strategy game. And the commissioner has made a few points, and we actually discussed it the other night, but she is currently not available today, probably because she had to go to the doctor for some stuff. But we discussed it a little bit, and the idea is taking a tactics game in the vein of Final Fantasy Tactics or even things like XCOM, and applying it to a world that's similar to Tron, cyberspace, and having all of the issues present. So I think it's going to be an interesting endeavor. It's going to be a commission project. I'm estimating, big estimation, of 5 to 6 episodes. I have the core mechanics done. I have a lot of the base parts done. I just need to really write it out, and there's just going to be a lot of, okay, we need this. Okay, now we need this, and now we need. There's going to be a lot of parts that are just going to be humps. It's going to be, okay, once we cross the hump, things are fine. Once we cross the hump, things are fine. But it's just going to be that as an issue. After tits, after that, we get to move on to High Speed Death Machine Chimera Dreamers, which I'm not actually expecting to be very long. I don't think that's going to be a very long thing in general. It's going to be a fix project, and it's going to be fixing of a very simplistic game. The game, High Speed Death Machine, is only 18 pages. It is not a thick game, but the idea wasn't it was never supposed to be a thick game. It was supposed to be a very focused, very specific game to run a very specific kind of game. That high speed, high intensity, violence filled delusion as you move from point A to point B and not quite know how the hell you got there, but it's a red mist behind you and you hate everything in front of you. And it's supposed to actually a solo game. That was one of the big things with High Speed Death Machine, is that it was a distinctly game that is solo. It is meant to be played with one person in a GM or one person in like an emulator, which is not fun. Screw emulators. Screw GM Mythic and all that stuff. I mean, Jesus. If anyone can make those things work, I want to see it. I want to see it in action because I've read through it before. I've used the oracles. Good God, writing those things is a nightmare. But after that, we get to move on to the next pretty big project, which is going to be Fear and Hunger Forgotten Chronicles. Everything is up here. Everything is up here in my noggin zone, and I get what to do. It's just doing it more than anything. I got a good feeling of how it's going to work. Doing everything I want in it, very different story. I think it's going to be a very different story just because there's a lot of moving parts with it. And because I got to worry about, like, oh, hey, your health is lower, but you don't have an arm, or your legs are crippled. What do you do here? Blah, 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 blah. And I think it's going to be just a lot of sitting down, putting on my thinking cap and slamming my head up against a wall and hoping for the best there. But we are good. Life's good. And with the end of this, Miro, please load, you dummy. Come on, you dumb thing. Oh, God. Let's go to the Omega Men. And we are No, 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 I don't care. There we go. We are done with the Omega Men. I think the Omega Men is also going to be a project that later on I'm going to just go back to and do my own thing with. I think when I'm in a better, I think sitting on it for a while, as I've done for the Omega Men for a long time, I think sitting on it for a bit and having those flashes of inspiration is going to help it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it not being this immediate gratification. But that's what makes some games functional. That's what makes some games fun, is having that slow build up of ideas, of concepts, of things you want to do. And when it all comes together, when it all snaps into place, it feels really good. But that's it, really. So I'm going to call it here. Hopefully you all had a wonderful rest. Hopefully you had a fun time. I know it wasn't a very long stream, but we didn't actually have that much to do. So, next on the plate is we're going to have the Tits preliminary stream on Friday. Then on Saturday, we're going to be going over Thirsty Sword Lesbians. God help me. That's not going to be fun. I'm going to tell you that right now, everyone. That is not going to be a fun experience for Notepad, because Thirsty Sword Lesbians is... It's as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not good. It's not good at all. It's not... No.